Okay, hello everyone. This is Zach here. Together with me, I have Mr. JK. Okay, today we're going to share with you about sectors. Okay, for Bursa Malaysia. Of course, I think we have been in a kind of boring and sorry markets already for the past, I think, 2 months, right, JK, in Bursa
Yeah,
Malaysia. But looks like there are some recovery coming up. Okay, especially for property constructions. Okay, so today this section over here will be presented by Mr. JK. Okay, and he will share with you about overall Bursa sector outlooks and of course the price movement uh, and the overall market structures. Okay, for Bursa Malaysia. But before I start, just a quick disclaimer over here. This section here, we are not doing any buy and sell call. If you want to trade any stock that we discuss in this section here, make sure you get your own trading plan. If not, get advice from professional. Last thing before I pass to Mr. JK to start our section today, if you are here with me, please help me to click the like buttons. Help me to share this out so that we have more viewer in this section here. Okay, so JK, I'll pass to you to start our section for today.
thank you, Jack. Good evenings, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, it's great to have everybody's back to this tonight sessions. We have been quite away for about 2 months. Actually, we have been very busy on the X chart on seafoods launchings formally for that 2 months. So tonight, I'm going to recap on market structures and how will be our present Bursa sectors market structure as well. And also we will look into a couple of those stocks that particularly that are pertaining to the structures that we have been be able to follow through tonight. Okay, of course, along the way, I will probably inserting some of the extract applications analysis, how to look around inside the extract as well. Okay, bear with me with this approach. Okay, without any delay, let's probably get started off with the price movement market structures. By the way, before I would like to make a disclaimer here. We will not be doing any buy sell calls over these sessions. Please consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Okay. Okay. I think for some of y'all have already sat with us for the past few months. I have been talking over the price movement cycle.
Sorry,
That's
JK.
how.
Sorry, JK. Sorry to interrupt. Maybe you
Yes.
can
Yes. Yes.
put full screen for your presentation because
Wait.
it's
If
slightly a bit small from here.
later on I got to drag in out. No?
Okay, okay. Never mind. It's okay. Then you keep it in this format then.
I keep this way because I
Okay.
need to drag in out of the chart.
Oh, okay, okay. Understand that. Okay, can.
Okay. This is actually how the overall market cycle looks like. Okay, the up cycle will be the bullish part. That's where our Malaysia's equity will be mainly concentrating in. Of course, there will be a bearish cycle that probably if some of y'all would have the shorting account, then you could be able to apply this approach over the bearish cycle. And the contents that I'm presenting or reviewing over here is actually could have applied for various periodical cycles, even into the yearly, monthly, weekly, daily, or the minute level. As long as the setup of the time frame is right, the analogies of these bullish and the bearish cycles, it does work, it does apply. Okay. So for the overall market structures, basically we are looking into these four phases: accumulation phase, markup phase, distribution phase, and the declining. As just now mentioned, our main core interest will be on the markup phase here. Okay, and how do we capture and how do we recognize the characteristics? It will be pertaining to this. Let's take a look on the first phase here, accumulation, whereby you actually would see the price is dropping below the moving average SMA 200 line. This is the red one. Okay, typically most of the prices will be on the gradual downtrend. and the short to mid-terms EMA line will be still in the reversal. Okay, and they are close to flattenings near to the 200 line area, flattening moving average. So these are the typical characteristics that we have to observe. Okay, of course, upon these events here, during this phase, a lot of our so-called the smart money are actually in position, accumulation their positions for the respective stocks. Okay, if you are deep pocket enough, you may be able to follow within this phase. Okay, and next phase will be having the price moving average is on the rising uptrend moving average is that intact already. Okay, this is where we wanted to be in our positions. Of course, some that could be as early as this juncture. Some, if it's late, probably will be the next higher low. The characteristic within here will be the uptrend moving average for all the short and the midterm. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. All this will be persistence all the way up. Okay, and one more important thing that we have to pay attention is this moving average SMA 200 line, SMA, that this juncture will be having all the short and mid-terms EMA line crosses up and stay intact on all the way up. The rising of this 200 line will determines that the uptrend is still intact to support on the go. Higher high, higher low will be the key characteristic channels on the way up. Okay, remember this part. So that will be where the markup cycles. And the most important thing is if you could position near this juncture. Okay, if not, that will be the next higher low to be in subsequence. Later on, we'll see where we will for majority of all these sectors and some of the stock, even they say perhaps it's within your hand, you can probably call it up, we can make studies together. Okay, and the next one will be the distribution phase. So toward the end of this markup phase here, tendency of having this short-term and mid-terms moving average tends to a crisscrossing to each other, pulling back effect. So that will be the scenario of majority of those so-called seller is started to gaining control, trying to sell partially of their stocks. So important thing to observe is the short-term moving average or mid-term moving average started to consolidating pullback effect. Okay, so once you have approaching toward the 200 line and managed to cross down, that will start off the next declining phase already. So during the declining phase, you will see the lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So that will be a downtrend channel. And practically most of the prices were residing below this rounding top SMA 200 line. So that is not what we want already. So practically, if you would have seen some of this scenario here, that would be the chances for us to escape during the new higher low. Lower high, sorry, new lower high. That will be the new chances for us to escape from this initial downtrending channel. Okay, so remember, short-term EMA and mid-term EMA line tends to cross down below the 200 line. That is not what we actually wanted to be in anymore. Try to get your position out. Unless subsequently the moving average line will have to recrossing up the SMA 200 later part. But in this particular case, it is not. So we should not be holding any position with the chances of the new lower high to get out from the market. Okay, so if you can see over here, that will be the 4 phases that we wanted to portray. And this is just another example. And subsequently, in fact, these two will be the former Supermax and the top growth stocks. Okay, and this will be another, it is actually Maybach formerly. And one of this will be the latest. construction stock having this so-called the markup phase, distribution phase, declining phase, accumulation phase, good juncture for the accumulation into the markup phase, and that's where we are midway through now. Perhaps if got time later on, we can take a look of this case study as well. Okay, so that will be a quick snapshot about what we have gone through much formally about the price movement market structures. Okay, so next we take a look on the KLCI. So actually this is the X chart. Apparently now we are viewing on the FBM KLCI stock, which I can just click from the list here, KLSE indices here. That will actually a drop down list that most of us can actually look it up from. KLSE indices will be the sectorial indices, and the ranking list is most active losses, top losses. Indices list means that individuals sectors with their corresponding stocks listed inside, and of course the sub industries that you can probably listed it up. For example, like the gaming, the gas utility, in such investments trust, all these things. And of course you could have your favorite list, screener list. Okay, let's take a look on the KLSE indices here. We take a look on the FBM KLCI. So currently this is FBM KLCI list. Perhaps I could turn on into the two view. The left side here I turn on with the weekly view. Okay, this is the weekly view, which I am having about 442 candles within here. And this is the daily view. Okay, the daily view. Of course, the setup here will having the short-term EMA plus the medium-term EMA, which is all stipulated inside. The setup is there. You can see from here from the weekly chart, formally during the March 2020, that was the lowest time frame. You have a shoot up toward the 200 line. There was a severe pullback over there. So from here, actually, you could have portrayed a higher low. From this higher low here, we can anticipate it become a phase 1 to phase 2 in our Elliott wave. Thereafter that, I could actually have drawn a Elliott wave to see where would be the perspective target to be. So from here, we can visualize that all the moving average line actually have crossed up the 200 SMA 200 line, the red one. Okay, this is on the weekly chart. If you transfer to this daily chart here, you can see that the similar Elliott wave Fibonacci's target that I have portrayed, it also portraying that the 200 lines is on the rise. All the short-term and EMA, short-term and mid-term EMA line also on the rise with the higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, which is resemble what we have mentioned much earlier over here. You see this one? Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. 200 line is on the rise. Okay, 200 line is on the rise. This is on the daily. So higher high, higher low, riding on all the short-term moving average and the mid-term moving average. Okay, so these two are actually very resembled. So I would say as this moment, our FBM KLCI, it is still intact on the rise, except that it has actually attained to a certain altitude, which is pretty close to about 1,007 already. So where will be the potential target? They say it will be able to get beyond this recent high about 1683. Okay, so the Fibonacci will tell me that the next potentially that it will attain to is near to the 1694 and also 1741. So these are all the Fibonacci target that if the consistency of the rising will still be intact. Okay, which so far the market structure tell me that it is still potentially could have intact. Okay, from this perspective here. Okay, that is on the FBM KLCI, the daily and the weekly view. I do have a quick summary over here. That this chart here will have be able to show you since 2026 2006 until today. Okay, 2026 until today. Of course, you have gone through a few rounds of the deep cycle. This is actually during the 2009 the subprime crisis issue. So it had dropped down to the 800. From there, it took about 5 years plus to rebound all the way to 1896 during 2014. Okay, this one actually will took about 5 years to almost 9 months there. So the incremental is about 137%. Okay, it's near to about 1,100 points. So during then, if I were to try to imagine, that would be the rise similar to the present after the pandemics or during the pandemic until today. So prospectively, during the March 2020 here, our next perspective will be looking toward December 2025 with almost a similar time frame. So this is actually the similar box that I'm drawing, okay, to this one. So how high could they be? If you're actually taking this point up 1,000 point, from this one time, it could be as high, it could be 2,000 plus. But don't be that optimistic. But of course, we can't deny that it will not be coming. At this moment here, since the March 2020 until now, we have already escalated 484, which is almost 40% versus this 137%. Okay, so concurrently, now we can see that actually we could still be certain range to go up further. Former peak here is about 1896. Okay, so practically we still could be have a lot of rooms that we can be able to go up from this so-called weekly analysis here. By the way, this is a weekly analysis. Okay, so currently we have took about almost 5 years versus these 4 years. The escalations from here to there is still quite a significant range for us to escalate to. Okay, so next we take a look on others small cap, the mid 60, FBM mid 70. FBM mid 70s, it have gone through one cycle and already rebound significantly. So it more or less attained to a 1-to-1 height, which is about 18,900 there. So at this moment, this mid cap here actually have made a severe pullback for the last 2 months. So if we were to view into the mid cap here, actually we were at the quick rebound at this moment. Okay, so within last 1 week itself, last 5 trading days, he actually broke up this downtrend line. So we are looking into the potentially this one will be the new higher highs to go. Okay, even though formally there was a short-term and the mid-term pullback, at least the short-term pullback will have significantly make the good corrections. Okay, so the mid-term, you see the purple, blue, and the brown color here, that will be the mid-terms EMA line, which is still supportive at the moment. Okay, so we will look forward the subsequent with the potentially it will break beyond 18 100 points. Okay, that is for the mid 70. By the way, I will not be able to go through every one of them, but I will run through as quick. Okay, so this is a overall mid cap for the whole Bursa stocks. which looks very resemble to the mid 70. Mid 70 actually is those 70 stock out of the FBM KLCI formerly. The FBM KLCI currently is only 30. Okay, so this mid cap here is actually portraying to the whole market's mid cap. Okay, so mid cap also started to have rebound. So the scenario here is that would this rebound would significantly get beyond the mid range here, the midterms moving average, okay, which we portray that you probably would have a higher chance. Look forward to the about 22,500 there. Okay, so this double top, that's where we wanted to be aiming for. If you will be able to stay beyond, then we'll look into the somewhere near to the double top here. But once it comes near to this double top, got to be very much careful at this juncture. Okay, because worried that that scenario will started to have portraying a pullback effect with this potential bear divergence in subsequently, because that will be the higher high, or with this MACD, would it be building with the new higher high or not in subsequent? If it's not able to get to the new higher high, there will be a worry that over subsequent pullback effects started to portray in already. If you were to having the Elliott wave count, right, 1, 2, potentially this would be the 3, 4, and subsequently about 25,000 will be the fifth to come. But we will have to observe that, see whether this MACD could have get into the higher high or not in subsequent. So that will be on the mid cap. Let's take a look also on the small cap. In fact, mid cap and small cap looks very resembles. Okay, so since this rebound, I would anticipating that the rebound will have to be will to continues toward the double top here. So whoever having so-called this stock which is relating to all these mid cap or small caps, right, got to be cautious. If the continuation were to come back near to this first initial double top, and potentially look toward for the second double top, which is near to the 20,000 here on the small cap. So be careful if you were to come back to this double top around this range here. If you will have be able to have come from the low, be much lower, plan to have your profit taking during then. Okay, because I anticipating this will be the wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and would it be a short term 5 or not in subsequent? That one we have to observe. Okay, so next we take a look on the finance. Finance actually came in much stronger during this last 2 months. So the portraying pictures over here is, if I were to have able to analyze this, become the wave 1 toward the wave 2, and this is on the rising wave 3, pretty strong. Okay, so within this short time frame, if there was a pullback and attaining beyond 20,000 subsequently, that will have portraying to the next 21,000 will be our next resistance for the financial sectors. Currently, you can see over here from the long-term weekly chart, right? The MACD itself already still on the higher high. So the portraying picture of this higher into the 21,000 range, right, is still viable. Okay. Next, we take a look on the property. Okay, for the property, in the long-term view, if I were to portray this one, 2, 3, and this is on the third wave, severe pullback over the last 2 months over here. So we actually attained to about 161 Fibonacci targets. Okay, if you were to actually make the next move up beyond the recent high about 1160 around here. 1002 toward 1003 will be our next potential resistance for the property. Okay, so to complete this so-called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, beyond this point, this is where we wanted to observe in subsequent. So within the daily view here, last week actually it broke up this downtrend line. Okay, there was a consolidation of the chart patterns, symmetricals over here, having this push up with a pretty strong and get beyond it. You see that this property get beyond this peak over here. Comparing to the former when we mentioned about the mid cap, this is mid cap, right? Mid cap resemble the property, it is breaking up beyond this point. So we would probably anticipating the mid cap and also the small cap may potentially come beyond this point as well to challenge this double top. So if some of y'all would have actually traded in the Bursa market long enough, you also could have aware year end toward the New Year's before Chinese New Year, typically they probably would have another bigger rounds to go up to. So watch out during that time frame, which is from now is about 3 months. I will anticipate October, November, December into the January. So the 3 to 4 months time frame. So if you to anticipating a 3 to 4 months rally from this short term toward the Chinese New Year, that time frame, which probably will fall into this range here. Got to be careful, particularly those if it's engaging with the small cap. Okay, so we have seen the property already make the first higher high within these 2 days. You can see that it is actually higher high, so it will look toward beyond or at least the double top or higher high over here. By the time when you're attaining the higher high over here, you got to be careful again, because we have observed that there is a short term and the mid term signals and the EMA has been pulled back already. Okay, so this round of the higher high, would it be within this long-term EMA chart, long-term chart, the weekly chart here? Would this hook up to the new high beyond or not? If it's managed to get beyond this about 62.39 here, you see the value getting beyond this. If the MACD could get beyond this one, then the further height could have attained. If we can't get beyond this peak over here, whereby this one would form a new peak, that means a divergence could have observed. Be careful on that. Because we have seen this one as a 1, 2, 3, 4, prospectively looking for the fifth wave. Okay, this I won't say it will be a long-term sum, but within probably to a year end or maybe the Chinese New Year time frame. Let's observe this path first. Okay, so if whoever were to engage in any position during this short term or during these 1-2 months, cautious with the whatever respective indices that you could have attained a higher high or double top here. Be cautious during this time frame. Okay, so we have seen the property. Let's take a look about the constructions. See, property and construction also make a higher high. Okay, of course, the changes within the Elliott wave, right? If you to see this part as the higher high, but doesn't guarantee that it will make all the way to the new high. If very unfortunate case, something or black swan happenings, it will have dragged this down into this direction here. That will be also potentially be possible. Because of this will be the another so-called the one of the Elliott wave zigzag, we call it. Okay, this one we have to be cautious. But if we do not anticipate any bad news coming along, so portraying having this so-called all the EMA is still supporting the price or the indices on the rise, that will be one of the good objectives that we wanted to see toward the double top or higher high here. Okay, that's what the typical most of the so-called the sectorial indices that we are anticipating currently. Okay, so you have seen the property. Now you have seen this so-called the construction also resemble the same scenario. How about the utility? Today very hot on the Tenaga, YTL and YTL power, right? So utilities now we are seeing that uh, potentially it could be able to got beyond this 18,830 here toward this 2000 range. Okay, this is what we wanted to be able to observe subsequently. Why I keep mentioning got to be cautious when it break into this double top here? Why? Because of this weekly chart here. Weekly chart had portraying a pullback, and when it started to get beyond, if it got beyond and pull back again, that probably will portraying that scenario of this bear divergence. That is my worry at this moment, because we are not from the beginning stage. We are not from the we are not at the initial stage of the so-called the markup phase. We are not here. We are likelihood to be somewhere around here, or even into some pullback effect here, or even like this cycle. You see those are short-term EMA, mid-term EMA, they were actually in the pullback sideways movement. So the worry that there was a sudden bad news come in that it will drag it down. This is the one that I mentioned. If it's getting higher and pull back down, worry this happen. So whoever they say you have any position in any of these stocks anywhere, right? If there is a potential of the next lower low, that is not what we actually wanted to observe. So like this particular case here, they say the indices of this one would have a make a push up and pull down. One is started to get a new lower low. That is not what we want anymore. Okay, that is not what we want anymore. So for the markup phase, you see all the higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And we do want to see it push up and pull back down. Once it pull back down below this level around 1007, right, which is no good anymore, because we have failed the higher high, higher low, and it become a new lower high, lower low that will portray into the picture like this. Lower high. We don't want to see a lower high and in subsequently all the moving average getting down below the 200 line. Okay. So that's why I'm cautious whoever were to have their short position from here onward. If your position came from here, doesn't matter. You are safe because you still got a plenty of the margin for you to absorb. Even they say you will be somewhere around this 850 points positions. If these any of your utility related stock were to pull down, jack down below this 1006, it also doesn't matter to you. You still can afford to have the profit taking after that, no problem. It is only cautious to those who have just engaged your position from here, which is probably around 1008. So make sure if you see that subsequently there is a rounding top over here, take your short profit within this range. Just in case that there will be a potential bear divergence were to portray because of this long-term effect. Okay, because even here, even though I see this utility, I could have narrated this potential 1, 2, 3, 4, is it on the 5th or not? Understand? So I just wanted to cautious whoever were to have any new position within this about 1008 range people. Okay, once you're able to got up beyond that, if you could take some profit or take partial profit from there, be careful in case there were a severe pullback effect, because not to forget this November, December, there will be having the USA having their elections. Just do not want to have the so-called the black swan effects coming into the pictures lah. Okay. Okay, I think I dragged too long on the indices. Utility next. After utility, we quickly take a look of the technology. Actually, technology to me, I look at it, it is quite pessimistic at this juncture. So actually, most of the signal actually have dropped down below the 200 line. Right, it already broke down 200 line. So I would probably want some of you, if you have any technologies positions, be cautious. Be cautious. Ultimately, it has not actually break up this new downtrend line. So this is still new lower low, lower high. Unless one day it come back up. But once it come back up, it has to be also cautious whether it will have sustained beyond this 200 line or not. This is on the technology view. Okay. How about on the industry? Industrial products. This is the industrial products. Industrial product also looks quite resemble to the technology positions. Prices or the indices already dropped down below 200. Short term and mid term started to get down below 200. This is some of the negative view that we do not want to see. Even with the long terms, you can see that it is a lower low, a lower high effect. Okay, so these are industrial product related. And how about the consumer? Consumer, if we to take a look here on the long term, actually consumer not like the rest of those property construction. In my interpretation, this one looks like it has not actually take off yet. Okay, I would anticipate probably subsequently it might come back because it has not been moving at all, even though within this long consolidation here. Okay, versus let's say you were to compare like property, right? This is something like the resemble of the consumer here, residing below the 200 line. So observe for the next potentially on the consumer side, could this path were to happen or not? If this path were to happen and subsequently the short-term and mid-term EMA were to take off, that would be good. Okay. So otherwise, it is still residing the 200 line. Might not create any new interest yet. Okay. That's for the consumer side. Okay, we have looked through most of the Bursa indices to be more particular at this juncture. Perhaps I just want to have a quick comparisons for certain indices. Let's take a look of the KLCI. I turn on to the single chart. Okay, maybe I make a comparison versus the property. This is how we actually do the indices comparison. So you can see that this blue line, maybe let me remove this one. You see this blue line actually is the property indices. and the candlestick itself is the FBMK LCI. Okay, so when we make this comparison, you'll see whether are they in synchronized uptrend move. Looks like data, and perhaps you can take a look also the construction. Okay, so construction and the lately this impulsive rebound on the KLCI, which is led by the financial. Maybe I just add in additional one more finance. Financial service. So you can see this one, the green color is the financial service, right? So financial service is on the rise, and whereby the property and the construction doesn't really follow through until within this 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, within this 1 to 2 weeks, then it started to have rebound. So as commonly what we will anticipate, if the KLCI were to lead all the way toward the 1007, hopefully all this property and construction will have followed through. But once they have the follow through, again, I would like to make a cautious about the potential bear diversion over this higher high or double top there. Okay. Okay, let me remove this. So we are back to the KLCIs alone. Okay. So with that, probably I would like to have a quick share on a few stock that we have seen over today's trade signal here. Today we have this. This is actually a trade signal page. Okay, so as you can see over this part here, the time that it triggered the respective stock upon the signal. And how do you recognize all this signal, by the way? You can actually turn on to this so-called the trade signal setup page here. Here you have a lot of options to check mark which triggering signal that you want and what all these signals means to you, or rather within here. You can always click for this icon here. It will pop out a page to show you what will be the definition of the LA01, LA02, 03. This is the label. That's where actually we explain how actually this signal will be triggered upon real time. By the way, these are all real time, but the real time it is analyzed upon the daily signals. Analyzed upon the daily signal. We plan to do developing into the weekly and the minute level subsequently. But currently, these are all the daily plus available. So you can actually make some studies. What are the signal you want? So, but of course, with the label itself, past 1 year new high with higher volume. That's how it means, which is actually explained inside here. So you click on this I here, the informations, it will explain. Okay, it will explain most of the labeling over here. So for example, like this MACD greater than 0, crossing up signal line. This would be the one. So I'm choosing this one. That means I wanted to look for a signal whereby the MACD higher than the 0 and yet it is crossing up the signal line. That one I put a check mark. That means it will prompt up. Okay. Similarly, like this is uptrend intact. If you click this information, it will explain. This is in the markup phase where the stock price keeps breaking the short-term high and continue its uptrend direction, making higher high. That will be the one. So I'm looking for these 4 signals. In fact, anyone that you check mark, it will prompt up. The server itself was running full times, running real time from 9 to 5 to detect all these signals available. Okay, so currently I'm choosing these 4. So once I have this spot, it will list up. Okay. So for example, they say we take a look of this hex industry which triggered during 451. Okay, I'll move to the side here. So that means this stock actually came in during the last minute. Let me turn on to two window, a weekly and the daily window. By the way, let me wait. Okay, we want to look for hex industry. So hex industry during 451 actually it came once the last detected. So if you were to actually make some studies of this hex industry, first of all, upon this hex industry itself, how will be our present our so-called the our position of this so-called uh, market this price movement cycle. Okay, so from this so-called the perspective, what we are aware of the accumulation into the markup phase. All right, accumulation into the markup phase. So higher low per trade. So today make this quick rebound with the volume. Okay, so if you wanted to see likelihood where will be potentially my next target to be, I can always turn on to a Fibonacci and make a quick drawing here. That's where we get our Fibonacci come in already. So those will be my respective target 455, 480, 495, 545, 56 cents in subsequence. Okay, so if you to really on the rise, I think these chances of a 161% would be pretty high, which is come near to the double top. Okay, or even to have a short breakout, a pullback supported by the 50 cent and push up toward the 56 there. So it become a good Elliott wave. That's how we actually get to know with the triggering of that signals like hex industry uptrend intact, it is come in already. So you could be able to come in to do your subsequent trade. So how long it will probably attaining to the 50 cents, 495 here, or even to 56 here. Maybe you take you a week to 2 weeks time range. Gosh no, right? So with this approach on the trade signals, plus the analogy of where will be the potential target, plus the so-called the oscillator signals here. You see the MACD about to cross up the zero level already, and the DMI signal here is very good. Okay, somewhere near to the 20 junctures, and this RSI is coming near to about 50 range already. So this one portraying a very good trade signals already. Okay, that's how we get the potential stocks that trigger in day to day. Okay, here we can see at least one of these hex industry, and perhaps you can look down here. Will there be another one? If you look at this UEMS, so what is the difference of this UEMS versus just now you saw those the hex industry? So which one would be more preferable for you to get in for the involvement to trade? So if you look at this path here, would it very close resemble to this one? right? Signal tends to come down already, and the 200 line is near to the rounding top, near to the rounding top. Okay, so if we're to having the comparison of the so-called the hex industry that we see here versus the potential of the UEMS, you see here it just mentioned a MACD crossing up zero level, which is actually this signal here. But it has been actually on the bear diversion all the while until it was actually lower high, lower high, lower high. And this is double top. So if you do be able to analyze the scenario of the price movement cycle plus the bear diversion, it is really a cautious for us to be in the positions from here. Okay. So next probably we'll look at the I saw a LHI. So this is the LHI weekly. 209 crosses up, something new. It just come into the pictures. Okay. And over here, actually, it have been a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, many rounds already. So looks like this 209 is a pretty good supporting level for positions. Okay. So if it's at this height here, it's a bit high risk currently to take in any positions. Maybe wait for the pullback somewhere near toward the 200 here will be new opportunities for your positions. Okay. I see this another one is the Senfon, right? Here, uptrend index Senfon. So Senfon is in the main board, industrial product. Okay, so it broke up this new high. So cautious if there's whoever having any positions over here, you were to come near to the double top around this position 132 here. Got to be cautious. Okay, because it was actually pullback effect before. So if we come to the double top here, I worry that this MACD might not be the higher high by then. So if it were double top, higher high pullback, right, then you got to be cautious about the bear divergent formations. Okay, I actually round through many stocks with this, and in case that for some of y'all not quite aware about what is this trade signals that can help you, actually maybe you can contact our staff or Jack to get more information. And actually I wanted to have a quick chat over here with the screener. So whoever actually have owned this stock these chart systems, right? Here there will be a screener for us to look around. Oh wait, I can't get it. Sorry, this is analyzer. This is the screener. Oh, pardon me tonight. I would think this screener will have a little bit of problem. Maybe I will show y'all next rounds in our next meetup. Okay. So Jack, are you there?
Yes, JK. Or maybe
Yeah,
JK,
Jack.
you want to take some questions from the audience?
Yes, that's what I intended to.
Okay, so for those who are still here with us, probably you can type it over there, comments. Okay, let us know any questions that you have for Mr. JK. So probably he can take a look, okay, into some of the questions that you have. Okay, let us know if you need to know more about the market structure that I think JK just now have go through with us. If not any stocks, okay, that probably you want JK help us to check, okay, because he actually can help you to do a quick TA readings and of course to read the overall structure as well. Okay, any questions from the audience? Probably let me check in the comment sections. Okay, today everyone's a bit quiet, huh? No questions so far. Okay, JK, I think no questions from the audience. Everyone is shy.
Okay, never mind. I just elaborate on one of these particular stocks, GDB, which is actually a construction stock. Okay, the construction service as their principles. Okay, and the company's financial informations stock card. You can always click on this. It's called the synopsis about the financial status. Pop this one, it will pop up this floating card that you can move toward the next stage. Oh wait, okay. So you can see over here, this column, there's a very long list of the parameter. Presumably, they say any of these parameter not looks alien to you, you can always click. For example, this RA, what is that? You can always click on it. It will show you explanation, the description, the formula, and the suggested value people use to look for. Okay, so for this particular case here, the Piotrowski F scores 9-point system is stood at about 7, and the technical analysis is about 50-60 range, pretty good. Okay, and ROE itself is stood about 6.997, and the PE value is about 25. Okay, so but if it's look from this so-called the analysis here, this is on the weekly. There was a patterns filled up over here, the triangle patterns. I can join up just for the view. So perhaps you can look at it as this is one of the phase. Okay, this is one of the phase that we were in. Okay, so it broke off from these triangle patterns, and that will be the subsequence on the rise. Of course, this is on the weekly view, means it took very long already since 2022 October until now. Okay, so the latest are within this range here. This is on the weekly, right? So you can see that even within the weekly itself, there will be also a potential symmetrical triangle form over here. So same thing, I can always look for the potential Fibonacci target. So if happen that you could be able to stay beyond this about 34 range here, right? Those will be the prospective targets to come by 355, 370, even 380, and the 410. And if I were to portraying that, let's say this is on the rise, which is synchronized with the so-called 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's attaining toward the fifth wave coming in. Okay, So very likelihood the chances probably it will hit on to. I will anticipate somewhere close to about this 450 here. Of course, it has to go beyond 410 first. Once it got beyond 410, right? So that will be the next potential range of 45 cents to come by. Okay, so that will actually nicely portraying a good fan out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth wave. Finishes at the about 161% target. Okay, that's how we approach by our so-called analysis. Okay.
JK, I think got some questions coming in. There's one of the users say, Lei Hong. Can you please review Lei Hong for this member here?
Okay. Yeah, well, okay. For Lei Hong, if you take a look of this one, as if like this is on the rising phase, distribution declining. So near to this lower end here will be the new accumulation phase taking place. So toward here will be the early stage of the markup. So if you mention about Lei Hong, which is resemble to just now the LHI, what Leong Hak. So if you to see this Lei Hong within this so-called the daily short term here, it actually broke up this downtrend line. Okay, it broke up a downtrend line. So this from here onward will be looking it as a new phase to come with it. So these are all the higher low, higher low, higher low. So the significance of the so-called the 200 line is rounding bottom, supporting this higher low on the markup phase on the way. Okay, so I can perspecting here. There's actually another short phase for us to see the potential target. So if they say the person were to have query for any perspective target, right? So if we manage to get through 415, 440, 465, even 490 will be around in the observations already. Okay, once you get into this higher high here, prospectively probably sometime it will be a short pullbacks in the near terms. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how I would be able to anticipate. So prospecting target would be 40, 440, 465, and 490 range. Okay, if it's very optimistic on the higher high, higher low, never have a good rest on the way, right? So 50 cent to 54 will also prevail. Okay, so most of these so-called the EMA line, I remove this one temporarily. You see the EMA line itself. EMA line itself, all are good in position. They are portraying into the uptrends rising. They are portraying this type of junctures over here. Resemble uptrend junctures. It means yellow, blue, green, purple, blue, and brown color. These are all is going to arrange in neat orders that will supporting on the rise. Okay, that's how we look at the supportive rules of the moving average. Of course, in synchronize with this so-called the moving average here, you're already supported by above zero already. This will be the very good DMI junctures. Super one, a very good so-called the first level support, and it is yet above 50 level already. So all these are positive supportive role for this to push further. Okay, very good stop.
Okay,
Of course,
JK.
if you look at if
Oh,
you look at
sorry.
their fundamental, the fundamental itself, the net asset per share is about 77 cents. So currently, it is only 405. So the price to book ratio is pretty good. It's halfway through only. Uh, ROE also pretty high. It's about 17. Really good stocks. Yes. Yeah, Jack, hand over.
Oh yeah, JK. Okay. A few more questions coming in. Can you review for capital A and AX?
Capital AX. Okay.
Yeah.
So for the long-term view, it is portraying a good higher low support until it got stay above the SMA 200 line already. Okay, higher low supported. Okay, so if it's on the daily view, you see all these short term. My short term line is yellow, blue, green, and it's getting golden crossing up to the midterm line. It is there already. So supporting on the go. So if you were to probably portraying a rising rising stance over here. So today's pullback was quite acceptable in the sense that because yesterday's push was pretty strong. So a pullback near to the Bollinger Band itself is non-acceptable. It is also closing the small gap. Okay, it is closing the small gap. So if whoever were to be in just within this short time frame, they said presumably you're coming in around 70 plus to 80 cent range, right? So this will be the significance, one of the first wave to look at. So I can always do the extension drawing. So 90, 98, 99 cent will be able to expose. So see, it already came to the double top here, right? So let's observe here, if it, after this short consolidation, it could have able to break up this double top here. So this one preview and even into the 110 range, because formally that would be the 110 peak. Okay. So whereas for the oscillator supportive role, right, oscillator already stay above the MACD zero level, and it has gone through the good DMI juncture and stay above 50 range. So I would say this one will be actually intact, awaiting to attaining to $1 and beyond. Okay, that's for the capital A. Okay, let's take a look of their fundamental. By the way, their fundamental doesn't look good, but it is improving on the lesser gross profit. Overall, on the fundamental, not much to comment, except you see a lot of rates. Okay, so if nobody, if client will actually wanted to come into the position, advisable probably you look into the 30 minutes signal as well. You see, there was a short-term pullback took place over today already. So perhaps this will be another new lower low. lower low to come. Let's next observe for a crossing up the signal line and the new formation of this juncture over here. And yet by then we're expecting the RSI come back above 50 again. Okay, and then will be the next opportunity to come back in the resume of the trend. So that is on the 30-minute observation in short terms. Just in case whoever actually wanted to come into this position, right, wait for that signal. MACD crosses up signal line above zero level. A good next good juncture like this D plus on the rise, rounding bottom of the ADX, and RSI come back near to the 50 and rounding top upward. Okay, that is on the capital A. For AAX, it is actually short-term wise looks very resemble to the capital A scenario. Look for that junctures short terms. Whereas for the long term, uh, long term we'll observe, see whether it could have be able to break up this 170 or not. That is very crucial at this juncture. Otherwise, this will be a zigzag position. So, okay. So if we were to look at the target, it already attains 261, 160, 64 range already. Wait for this pullback and see whether it could have be able to break out 170 for the further call. Okay. So otherwise, whichever on this pullback might not be able to good signs on it yet. So this pullback will be able to go toward the 200 lines low support here, which is about 154. Sorry, $1.54. So let's see whether this guys of the red one, see whether tomorrow it will pull back near to this supported by the 154 or not for the next potential entry. Okay, so if we to see this one as 1, 2, 3, 4, and is expecting to get beyond 170s for the new high lah. Because on the a long term weekly chart, right, it is already supported above the 200. So would wanted to see that the price got beyond this 174, right? This 174, yeah, 171. We want to see that the price got beyond this 171 for the gold. Okay. Yeah, Jack.
Okay, JK, probably we take another one more. P
Yeah.
trans.
Again.
Perak transit.
Upward transit.
Yeah.
In fact, this one has been very low volume activities already, and is residing below this 209. I won't recommend to take any new positions at this juncture until it's able to stay above 209, which is about 74 level. If you wanted to interpret at this point in time with this daily chart, would it look like there is going to be a lower low to come? Unless this scenario happen again. Otherwise, still not advisable to be in any position at this juncture. So, because our this so-called the price movement cycle itself doesn't portray supporting to the scenario, right? All the moving average line is below this 200 line. What we want is the next potential of the moving average line coming back above 200 line. We want to have next moving average and the price get beyond this 200 line again, like this. Otherwise, it could be yo-yo below this 200 line. We don't know how long it's going to take. Some more, this 200 line is already rounding top. Already rounding top. Significant lower low also portrayed. Okay, so worry that you will come to challenge 200 line and make another lower low. I wouldn't recommend to engage in this B-trend stock at the moment until it is obvious that it's residing above 200 line. Okay. Whereas on the fundamental wise, the CGRA all looks good. Some dividend, but the quarterly report doesn't show good yet. ROE about 10. Debt is still light. Okay, not so much comment on from the fundamental side. Not that wonderful, but neither the technical part is supporting on the go. Not to engage at this juncture until you see this one. Okay. Yeah, Jack.
Okay, thank you, JK. You want to take one more, or you want to end the section here,
No, no
JK?
problem. If they do,
No problem,
we can catch. Yeah.
Okay, Ken. One more, Hapsing.
Hapsing, HAP
HUP.
HUP.
I think it's the Hapsing biscuit lah.
Supper time or? Okay, see the pullback itself actually portraying a good significance breakup recently. Yellow. Okay, if somebody were to already have a position, okay, if you already have a position, put your stop loss below this point, 101. Okay, put your stop loss below this candle low, 101. Okay, because once it started to get lower low, that means this lower high, lower high, lower high prevail, you see. The worry of the continuation is this bounce back and portraying a new lower low, lower high. If it's dropped below this one, the new lower low portrayed, so do not hold anymore. But if happen that you are in this range of the position, look out for the breakup and even the second level of breakup of 114. That will be much healthier. Okay, because higher low, higher low, higher low, and the new higher high should be beyond 114. Once if this beyond 114 established, right? Okay, once it beyond this 114 established, you look at these so-called yellow, blue, green one, the short-term EMA line all will position into the uptrend again like this. Subsequently, beyond 114. So the crucial point now is consolidation within this range. So if it's managed to break up, fine, good. Next round of the hike will be coming in. If it's not able to break up and worse, it dropped below this 101, not advisable to hold the position. Let it come down first. Wait for these 200 lines to see how it will be able to form. So there was about a 10-cent gap against. Okay. So if were to see the potentials hike to come, the initial target of, let's say if able to get above the 114 and stay on it. So those are the potential targets to be observed with the 133. Okay, near to the top here for the breakup. Because once you're able to break up, I also revealed that the I worry that the long-term weekly chart also might potentially form a bear divergence because it already rise significantly. So if you to really take a longer trips off from much lower earlier, so that will be the target. So you see that about 130 there, which is resemble to this one. We already in. Even you are higher, 130 to 135 could be your next potential target range. 30 to 35 then. You see, we are 133 here from this short-term view. Long-term view also much not too far away from there. Okay or not? So because once it rebound, cautious about this bear divergence. Because I worry that this one also take a while to come back to the 135. Unless it was super strong. When it's super strong, that means it could be a 144, 150 range, right? These are all previewed. Okay. Yeah, back to you, Jack.
Okay, thank you, JK. So, okay, now currently almost 10 already. So, JK, any plan for our upcoming section so our audience can follow?
I think we will follow up with another later on.
Later on,
Let
we'll
me,
announce in the telegrams.
yeah, we
So,
announce in
for
the Telegram.
okay, great. So I think we are almost towards the end of our section already. So again, once again, for those that who are joining us in this section here, thank you for joining us. Do remember to help us to click the like buttons, help me to share this out, to support Sifu and Mr. JK over here for sharing this very insightful section. So if you like this our section, again, do join our Telegram. Uh, from time to time, we'll update some interesting, especially the posting that posted by Mr. JK in our Sifu apps. You can actually go and read. I think JK will post it almost every day, especially when he finds some interesting stocks to share. Okay, so any things that you want to share, JK, before we end our section today?
That's about it. Thanks everybody to come into these sessions tonight. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you all, and we will see you in the next section.